Hi everybody, this is Michelle from Oregon, and I am doing my third video on YouTube for my new channel. I am going through the process of getting approval from my insurance company to get the vertical sleeve surgery. I am just doing this after I got off work. I rushed home and it's already extremely late. It's after 6 here in Oregon, so everything is super dark. So if my picture is a little fuzzy, it's just because the lighting in my apartment is really bad, and I'm doing this on my laptop. But thank you so much for watching. I have really appreciated the comments and all the different people that have been reaching out to me since I did my last video 10 days ago. I am, just a little bit of background, I'm 46 years old, I'm 5'10", and I'm 266 pounds. My BMI is about a 38, 39. In order for my insurance to give me clearance for the surgery to cover it, I have to at least be a 40 BMI, or I have to have a qualifying condition, which I do. I have sleep apnea. I'll get into that a little bit more in a little bit. I just wanted to give you a little bit of an update on my checklist. When I first started the process up at OHSU in Portland, Oregon in August, which was about 6 months ago, my insurance advised that I needed to go through the program for 6 months, and they, within the program, had a series of different things that you had to go through and check off before they would let you visit with a surgeon. I have completed almost everything. All the basic things are done. I had an initial consultation with someone from the program back in August. I did an EKG. I passed that with flying colors. I had a mammogram, which I had never had before. That went okay. I had to do a sleep study, which they discovered I have sleep apnea. Again, I'll get into that in a few because that's something on my list I wanted to talk about. I also had to have 2 nutritional classes, a series of labs, and a psych evaluation. So, after passing through all of those things, they did notice that I gained 10 pounds. When I started the program back in August, I was 256 pounds. Now I'm 266 pounds. So they want me to lose that 10 pounds. I believe I gained that weight because when they told me that I had to either be 40 BMI or have sleep apnea, I was worried I didn't have sleep apnea. Turns out my heart stopped 40 times. I stopped breathing. That would be terrible if my heart stopped 40 times. But I stopped my breathing 40 times during every hour that I had the home machine on when I did the home study. So I have sleep apnea. I have my machine. I got it right after Christmas. So I've been using it since the beginning of January. I have had some issues with it. I have not taken to it very well. It's one of the nose pillow type masks, and I'm just having a really hard time getting through the night. So in order for me to be able to meet with my surgeon, I have to have 3 things. If you watch my last video, it's the same 3 things. I have to get compliance for my sleep apnea, saying that I've used it for 21 out of 30 days, and I've worn it for 4 hours at the minimum each night. I am really having a hard time working up to that 4 hours. I seem to pull it off in the middle of the night and don't even realize it, so I was only wearing it for 2 to 3 hours for a few nights. Several nights I didn't even wear it because I was having issues with it and just feeling like I didn't look very attractive, and my husband was complaining about it. It was just a really hard adjustment, but I feel like in the last week or 2 I've gotten into a rhythm. Last night I wore it for almost 8 hours. I was very excited. So I've got it all hooked up to the internet and they're able to download, and so hopefully in the next couple weeks I'll get that compliance letter that I was hoping for. Another thing on my list is that I have to lose the 10 pounds, which I mentioned. I'm PMSing right now, so I'm having a really hard time keeping my hands off of food. But I think that I've got a good plan, and I'll go over that in a few. I also have to have my blood work done so that a current lab panel is sent up to the hospital. One of the main things they want to check is my thyroid. I have thyroid issues. I was diagnosed with a hypothyroid, which means it doesn't work very well, about 7 years ago. I started gaining a huge amount of weight for no apparent reason. That's Edward behind me. He's wanting to be in the video. He's been home alone all day, so he's excited that I'm home from work. I got diagnosed with the thyroid, and I've gone on and off medicines for the last 7 years. It's just been very hard to stay on the medicines. It really makes me sick, and I just don't understand why my thyroid isn't working right. So they always told me because my thyroid wasn't working right that it would be really hard to lose weight. And yes, that was very true. It was very hard to lose weight, and it was actually easier to gain weight or to maintain the weight that I'm at now. The thyroid hinders your metabolism. So in order to get your metabolism going, you really need to have an active thyroid, and I'm just having a hard time with that. I've been doing a lot of research, like I mentioned, and I've been researching kale, because kale has a whole lot of iodine in it. I did some research on how much broccoli and kale and different things I would need to consume on a daily basis to get my iodine levels back up to where they should be, and it would be impossible for me to eat that much broccoli. There's not enough broccoli and kale in the state of Oregon for me to consume. We'll just put it that way. So I got some kale vitamins, replacements, and I just started on those a couple days ago, so we'll see. I actually feel like I have more energy today, so I don't know if that's because of the 8 hours of sleep I got last night with the CPAP, or it's because of the kale and all the other vitamins I'm introducing into my diet. Speaking of vitamins, I'm also taking iron supplements. I'm taking a multivitamin and vitamin C and vitamin D. The last labs that I had about 4 months ago with my primary doctor indicated that I am vitamin D deficient, which is not uncommon for anybody who lives in the Northwest. We don't get a lot of sunshine here in the Portland metro area. We get, oh gosh, I don't know, 180. I believe it's 180 days of sunshine. Whereas if you live in the Bay Area, like in the East Bay Area, if you're familiar with that, or even Texas or anywhere in the South, you're getting more close to 300 to 360 days of sunshine a year. So that's a little fun fact, living here in the Northwest. And you get vitamin D deficient. So I've been working on that. I wanted to talk a little bit about why I need to lose the 10 pounds, why it's just 10 pounds. I gained it. Maybe it's a test. Maybe they want to see if I can do it. I don't know if they understand how hard it is for me to lose weight with my thyroid issue, but I'm going to give it a good old try and see how I do in the next few weeks. I think that also they want you to go on a pre-op diet to lose the extra weight, also because of the liver. If you are new to researching the sleeve surgery or any kind of gastric bypass surgery, any kind of weight loss surgery, when they go in, they need to handle the liver as little as possible, because especially if it's inflamed or fatty, because you haven't been on a strict protein carb-free diet, it can cause complications during surgery or even during recovery. So after I got the news a little over a week ago that I needed to lose the 10 pounds, I think I was kind of whining and bitching about it a little bit to my friends and family, and they were like, well, why don't you do research about why they want you to lose the weight, not just what you think why they want you to lose the weight, if that makes sense. So I did, and do some research on the actual surgery and how they can get around the liver. So with that, I'm going to lose 10 pounds. And my plan is to update my diet and do some tweaking of different things. I went onto a bunch of other YouTube channels with people that Sorry, my cat's really distracting me. He's being a big asshole today. He's knocking over lamps. I'm sorry. I went onto different websites and different channels for doctors who talk a lot about the sleeve surgery and what the pre-op diet is and different ways to lose weight, and different things to eat. Obviously, a lot of programs out there, the programs in Mexico, the programs back east, they're all encouraging people 2 weeks before surgery to go on an all-liquid diet. My program is not requiring that, which I'm super grateful for, because that would be awful. But they did recommend, the pre-op diet that they did recommend is no carbs, no pasta, no bread, no crackers, no rice, and go strictly on a protein and vegetable diet. They did suggest protein shakes, so I'm going to try some different protein shakes and smoothies. I did go out yesterday to GNC, and I sampled a whole bunch of different smoothies that they had and different protein shakes. They have several that are their brand, their GNC brand. I got a 4-pack for $7. And they're all pre-made, so I can just put them in the fridge and then grab them in the morning. I think that that's a good option for me for now and for after surgery, just because I'm not a morning person and I do work 40 hours a week, 8 to 5. So I, instead of grabbing a coffee or making coffee, I'll just grab a protein shake or make a smoothie. I went to Jamba Juice the other day, and they had a great kale and chia seed smoothie. And it was phenomenal. It looked disgusting. It looked like baby barf, but it was awesome, and I really enjoyed it. And it had a whole bunch of protein in it, so I can't remember all the stats. But go ahead and look online or go to your local Jamba Juice, and all the nutrients and everything are on the menu. It was really cool, like how many calories it had. I'm going to also work towards weaning myself off of coffee. Yeah, that's a big one for me. I love coffee, and coffee loves me. And it's hard for me to go every day without coffee. So I'm going to start weaning myself off coffee. I also quit alcohol. I just had my birthday on the 25th, and I'm kind of a ham bone when it comes to my birthday. I like to milk it a little bit with my family. So we went out, my husband took me away this last weekend, and we went up to Mount Hood, and I knew it was going to be my last weekend of drinking, and I really, really love hard apple cider. So I found every place in the entire mountain that had hard apple cider, and I took advantage of that. So as of yesterday, I'm just totally off of alcohol completely, and it's not a problem for me. I don't really care. I'm very, very excited to be able to lose this 10 pounds and get an appointment with the surgeon. So I'm going to do whatever it takes. Some other things that are on my grocery list and on my menu plan, grilled chicken. I've loaded up my fridge with salads and homemade dressings and lots of vegetables. My husband loves tuna, so I made up a whole bunch of tuna salad for him to take for lunch. So I also put some aside for myself, so I could put that on top of my salad, because that's a really good form of protein. I made homemade chicken tortilla soup today. I made it without the tortillas, without the corn, and without the cheese. So when my husband gets home and he wants to make it, he can just add those things on to his bowl, and I'll just add avocado and probably just avocado onto my own. But homemade chicken tortilla soup, it's easy. When I came home for lunch, I just threw it all in the crock pot, and it's really easy. So I'll probably do that once a week. I'm also planning on doing some other soups, like cabbage soup with tomatoes, and I'll also do some more grilled chicken. And I have a George Foreman little machine thingy, so I'll just go ahead and do all the grilled chicken on there. I'll do some vegetables later this week and put those in the oven in a big cast iron skillet, and oh gosh, I'm just very excited about that. I really love vegetables. It's not really hard for me. It's not like I have to choke down vegetables. I think the hardest part for me is the meal plan recommends doing 2 meal replacements, a smoothie or a protein shake, and then have 1 meal. I'm more of a 2-meal kind of person. I love lunch and I love dinner. So I'm going to probably alternate, maybe one day do a meal replacement for breakfast and lunch and then have dinner, and then the next day I'll do a meal replacement for breakfast and dinner and have lunch when I come home during my lunch hour. So that's kind of my food plan. I did write down a whole bunch of vegetables that I like, just to give somebody else an idea if you're interested. Broccoli, carrots, bell peppers, asparagus, cabbage, Brussels sprouts. I love Brussels sprouts. I have noticed a lot of people posting videos, in my research over the last couple years, different videos and YouTube channels that I found, that post a lot of information about the liquid diet. And I don't know if I could, I'm sure I could do an all liquid diet. I know that after surgery you do have to do an all liquid diet, but I would probably do more broths and water. I'm very into water. Water is not an issue for me either. But I saw a lot of people posting popsicles and jellos and puddings and stuff, and I don't know. That doesn't sound like the route I would go. I like to make my own food. So I think I'm probably just going to stick with this and see how it goes. So I talked about my smoothie situation. Exercise. I'm trying to do 30 minutes, but I'm having a really hard time, you guys. Any suggestions you can give me in the comments would be great. As I said, up here in the Northwest, it's dark by 5 o'clock when I get off work. So going walking, like I drive home really quick and I get my shoes on and I go out, and it's pitch black by the time I make it 30 minutes to home. So I'm going to try to get some more, find more channels on yoga and different exercise programs that you can do in your living room. I'm really into Qigong, which is kind of like a Tai Chi meditation, but it's really good for you do a lot of deep breathing. It's good for circulation. I do that a couple times a week. And speaking of that, I also do a lot of meditation. I try to do that at least once a day, if not more times a day. So I have goals here that I wanted to go over because really quickly. Sorry if this video is too long. I just had so much to talk about. It looks like I'm not going to be able to schedule my surgery as quickly as I had anticipated. I really had these grandiose plans of taking time off at the beginning of February and then getting my recovery done and getting back into the office before spring break, because I have a lot of coworkers that take time off during spring break, and I didn't want to inhibit their plans because they have little kids at home, and I don't have that situation right now. My kids are all gone out of the house, so I just wanted to try to be sensitive, but I don't know how that's going to work. Right now it looks like I've got to lose this 10 pounds, and I've got to get my CPAP compliance tied in, so I don't think I'll be able to schedule until closer to the end of February at the earliest. So keep your fingers crossed, and any ideas would be helpful on how to lose this 10 pounds, because it's really stressing me out, which is why I'm going to continue to do my meditation a couple times a day. So I'm going to try not to get discouraged. I'm just going to focus on my menu plan, the food prep. That's time consuming, and I do have a busy life outside of work and my home life. I'm really active in my community, so I'm trying to wrap this up so I can go change my clothes and head out to a meeting this evening. I just have a lot going on, so fitting in the exercise and fitting in the meal prep, it's really stressful, and I'm really trying to work on it, and hopefully by the time I post a new video, I'll have all kinds of great news. Hopefully I'll be on the other side of my monthly deal, because that should be coming in the next 5 days. I just need to get that out of my system because I am pissy. I'm going to try to stay positive and stay upbeat, and please, again, any kind of support you guys could lend me, I would super appreciate it, because this is all very overwhelming, and I know that this is the right path that I'm on. I'm starting to get impatient, and I don't want to get impatient. I want to stay the course, and this video is really to share my journey with you, and to anybody who is out there who's thinking about doing the sleeve surgery, who's in the same position where I'm at, or where I was in the last 6 months to a year, where I just felt really discouraged about my life, and I don't like to look at myself in the mirror, and I don't like to crash and burn with my diet and just feel hopeless, like things are never going to change. And also getting bitter with myself and my thyroid and the world. I just don't like to feel that way. So you guys, I'm really trying to be positive, and again, thanks so much for any support that you can lend me, and thanks so much for watching this video, and I appreciate you all very, 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 very much. Thanks so much, you guys. Have a great, great, great evening.